Welcome back to Stamps World. Today we are exploring one of the most fascinating vintage American stamps ever issued, the United States 10-cent war-saving stamp featuring the famous Minuteman design. At first glance, this stamp may seem like a simple old piece of paper, but collectors around the world know that some vintage stamps have sold for astonishing prices at major auctions. That raises an exciting question for every collector. Could this little red stamp be hiding a fortune? In today's video, we will uncover the history behind this iconic stamp, explain what makes certain examples valuable, discuss today's market value in US dollars, and reveal why a few rare examples can attract extraordinary attention from serious philatelists. Make sure to watch until the end because the final section contains the most important information every stamp owner should know before selling or throwing away an old collection. The 10-cent United States war-saving stamp was introduced during the First World War as part of the American government's campaign to encourage citizens to save money and financially support the war effort, instead of spending small amounts on unnecessary purchases. People were encouraged to buy war-saving stamps that could later be exchanged for war-saving certificates. This patriotic program became one of the most successful financial campaigns in American history, and millions of these stamps were purchased by families, workers, students, and businesses across the country. The beautiful Minuteman standing proudly with his musket represented bravery, determination, and the American spirit, making this design one of the most recognizable images ever used on a United States savings stamp. Although millions of these stamps were printed, collectors still search for outstanding examples because condition plays a huge role in determining value. A stamp with bright original color, perfect perforations, excellent centering, and original gum will always be worth much more than one that has heavy creases, tears, stains, or damaged corners. Even a small difference in condition can multiply the value several times. This is why professional collectors carefully examine every detail before buying or selling a stamp. Now, let's discuss the value that everyone wants to know. A typical used 10-cent war-saving stamp generally sells for around $1 to $5, depending on its condition. A clean and used mint example with original gum may sell for $10 to $50. Premium mint examples with outstanding centering and certified high grades can reach $100 to $500 or even more at specialized stamp auctions. However, the real excitement begins when collectors discover genuine printing errors, extremely rare production varieties, or historically significant examples with exceptional provenance. Those rare pieces have sold for thousands of dollars, and some extraordinary philatelic treasures from the same era have achieved auction prices reaching hundreds of thousands or even over $1 million. These remarkable prices belong only to authenticated rarities and should never be confused with ordinary examples. One reason many people become excited about this stamp is because online marketplaces often display unbelievable asking prices. You may see sellers listing ordinary stamps for hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars, but an asking price does not mean the stamp actually sold for that amount. Professional collectors always look at confirmed auction results instead of advertised prices. A realistic market value is determined by rarity, demand, condition, authenticity, and certification, not by the number written in an online listing. Understanding this difference can save collectors from unrealistic expectations and help them make smarter decisions when buying or selling stamps. There are several important features that could dramatically increase the value of a war-saving stamp. First is perfect centering, where the design sits evenly within the perforations. Second is vibrant original color that has not faded over time. Third is the presence of full original gum without damage. Fourth is the absence of folds, thin spots, stains, or missing perforations. Finally, the greatest value comes from genuine printing errors, such as inverted designs, missing colors, double impressions, dramatic paper varieties, or other production mistakes that occur during the printing process. These rare errors are the true treasures sought by advanced collectors worldwide. If you believe you own a valuable example, never attempt to clean the stamp or improve its appearance. Cleaning can permanently reduce its value. Instead, handle it carefully with stamp tongs, store inside a protective stockbook or archival quality holder, and consider having it authenticated by a recognized philatelic expert. Professional certification provides buyers with confidence and can significantly increase the value of a truly rare stamp. Many important stamps that later sold for impressive prices were first discovered in ordinary family collections stored safely for decades. The popularity of vintage American stamps continues to grow because they combine history, art, and collecting into a single hobby. Every stamp tells a story about the time in which it was created. The 10-cent war-saving stamp reminds us of a period when millions of Americans united to support their country during one of the world's most difficult conflicts. That historical significance makes it much more than just a collectible. It is also a small piece of American history preserved on paper. Some collectors dream of discovering a hidden fortune in an old album inherited from parents or grandparents. While most war-saving stamps are not worth life-changing amounts of money, the possibility of finding an exceptionally rare variety continues to inspire collectors around the world. Every year, forgotten collections are rediscovered, and occasionally an overlooked rarity surprises experts at major auctions. That excitement is one of the reasons stamp collecting remains one of the most rewarding hobbies in the world. Before selling any old stamp, always compare it with specialized stamp catalogs. Check recent auction results and seek advice from experienced collectors or professional dealers. Taking a little extra time to research your stamp can make a significant difference if you happen to own an unusual variety. Knowledge is one of the most valuable tools any collector can have. Next up, we are taking a close look at one of the most iconic and valuable classic United States postage stamps ever issued, the 1917 series 50-cent Thomas Jefferson postage stamp. At first glance, this orange-colored stamp may appear to be just another old collectible, but experienced philatelists know that some examples of this stamp have achieved remarkable prices at prestigious auctions. If you have discovered this stamp in an old family album, inherited collection, estate sale, or antique shop, you may be wondering whether it is an ordinary collectible or a hidden treasure. In today's video, we will explore the fascinating history of this beautiful Jefferson stamp, discuss the factors that determine its value, explain today's market prices in U.S. dollars, and reveal why a handful of exceptional examples have become some of the most desirable pieces in American philately. Stay with us until the very end because the final section contains important information that every collector should know before selling a valuable stamp. The stamp featured today is a United States 50-cent Thomas Jefferson stamp, issued as part of the famous series of 1917 definitive stamps. Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and one of the principal authors of the Declaration of Independence, is honored on this magnificent issue. The elegant engraved portrait, detailed ornamental frame, rich orange color, and impressive 50-cent denomination made this one of the highest value stamps used for important domestic and international mail during its time. Because of its historical importance and beautiful design, it has remained a favorite among collectors for more than a century. Although thousands of examples still exist today, the value of the stamp varies enormously depending on condition. A heavily used copy with faults such as tears, stains, missing perforations, or heavy cancellations usually sells for only a few dollars. However, a clean used example with attractive centering and light cancellation can command a much stronger premium. Mint examples with original gum are considerably scarcer and more valuable, especially when they have never been hinged and retain fresh original color. Now let's talk about the market value that collectors are searching for. In today's stamp market, an average used example generally sells between $20 and $100 depending on its condition. A well-preserved mint hinged example may sell for $150 to $500. Mint never hinged examples with excellent centering frequently reach $800 to $2,500. Professionally graded examples in gem condition have sold for $5,000, $10,000, and in exceptional cases more than $25,000 at major philatelic auctions. The rarest plate varieties, spectacular printing errors, or extraordinary certified examples can attract even higher bids from advanced collectors competing for top-quality material. This is why many people become excited when they discover this stamp. Across the internet, you may find listings advertising values of $500,000, $1 million, or even $7 million. It is very important to understand that these figures almost always refer to unique museum-quality rarities, major printing errors, famous provenance pieces, or unrealistic asking prices rather than ordinary stamps. A normal 1917 Jefferson 50-cent stamp is not worth millions of dollars simply because it is old, Only exceptionally rare authenticated examples have potential to reach extraordinary auction prices. Several factors determine whether your stamp is common or highly valuable. Collectors first examine the centering. A perfectly centered design with equal margins is far more desirable than one that is off-center. Next comes the condition of the perforations. Missing or damaged perforations reduce value significantly, while complete and sharp perforations increase desirability. Original color is equally important because fading from sunlight or improper storage lowers the grade. Collectors also inspect the paper for creases, thin spots, repairs, stains, and hidden damage. Finally, the presence of original gum on unused examples can dramatically increase value. The greatest excitement comes from discovering genuine printing varieties. Some rare examples display dramatic production mistakes, such as double impressions, misplaced perforations, unusual paper varieties, or other manufacturing errors. Because these mistakes were produced in extremely small numbers, collectors are willing to pay substantial premiums for authenticated examples. Professional grading and certification are essential because they verify authenticity and protect buyers from altered or counterfeit stamps. If you believe you own a valuable example, never clean the stamp, never attempt to repair damaged perforations, and never apply chemicals to improve its appearance. Even small alterations can permanently reduce its value. Instead, handle the stamp with proper stamp tongs, place it inside an archival quality protective holder, and consider submitting it to a respected philatelic expert for authentication and grading. A professionally certified stamp is trusted by collectors worldwide and often sells for considerably more than an uncertified example. One of the reasons classic United States stamps continue to increase in popularity is that they combine history, artistry, and rarity. Every engraved line on this Jefferson stamp reflects the remarkable craftsmanship of early 20th century American printing. For many collectors, owning this stamp is like holding a small piece of American history in their hands. It represents an era when beautifully engraved postage stamps were considered miniature works of art. Many important discoveries have been made inside forgotten stamp albums stored in attics, old desks, and family collections for generations. While the majority of Jefferson 50-cent stamps sell for realistic collector prices, a tiny number of exceptional examples continue to surprise experts at auctions with astonishing results. That possibility is one of the reasons stamp collecting remains one of the world's most exciting hobbies. Before selling any old stamp, always compare it with specialized stamp catalogs, research recent certified auction results, and seek advice from experienced philatelists. Never rely solely on online asking prices, because they often do not reflect actual market value. Careful research and professional authentication are the best ways to determine whether your stamp is an ordinary collectible or an important rarity. Next up, we are exploring another fascinating piece of American postal history, the United States 50-cent postage due stamp. At first glance, this stamp may look plain compared to the beautifully engraved portrait stamps of its era, but experienced collectors know that postage due stamps have a unique place in philately. Some rare examples and printing varieties have sold for astonishing prices at major auctions, leading many collectors to wonder if the stamp hidden inside an old album could be worth a small fortune. In today's video, we'll uncover the history of this classic 50-cent postage due stamp, discuss what makes certain copies valuable, reveal today's market value in US dollars, and explain why a few exceptional examples have become highly prized by advanced collectors. Be sure to watch until the end because the final section contains valuable advice that could help you identify a truly special stamp. The stamp featured today is the United States 50-cent postage due stamp, one of the official stamps issued by the U.S. Post Office Department to collect unpaid or insufficient postage. Unlike ordinary postage stamps that prepaid mailing costs, postage due stamps were applied by postal employees when additional payment was required before a letter or package could be delivered. These stamps played an important role in the American postal system for many decades and are now collected as an important part of United States postal history. The design of this stamp is simple yet elegant. The large black 50 cents denomination immediately catches the eye, while the red ornamental frame and detailed security background made the stamp difficult to counterfeit. Its clean appearance reflects the practical purpose for which it was created, yet collectors admire its distinctive design and historical significance. Now, let's discuss the market value that collectors are most interested in. An average used example with normal wear and postal cancellation generally sells for around $5 to $30 depending on condition. Better quality used examples with light cancellations and attractive centering often sell for $40 to $150. Mint hinge copies frequently range between $100 and $400, while mint never hinge examples with fresh original gum can reach $500 to $2,000. Professionally graded gem quality examples have achieved $3,000, $5,000, and sometimes more than $15,000 at specialized philatelic auctions. Rare printing errors, major production varieties, and exceptional certified examples can command significantly higher prices when offered at major international auctions. Many collectors become excited after seeing online advertisements claiming that similar stamps are worth $500,000, $1 million, or even $10 million. It is very important to understand the difference between actual market value and unrealistic asking prices. Ordinary examples of this 50 cents postage due stamp are not worth millions of dollars. The extraordinary prices reported in the stamp world belong only to unique error stamps, famous exhibition pieces, or exceptionally rare certified examples with outstanding provenance. These are the exceptions rather than the rule. Several important factors determine whether your stamp is common or valuable. The first is centering. A perfectly centered design with equal margins is always more desirable than one with uneven borders. The second is the condition of the perforations. Complete and undamaged perforations greatly increase collector interest, while missing or damaged perforations reduce value. Collectors also inspect a stamp for a bright original color, clean paper, in the absence of creases, tears, stains, thin spots, or repairs. Mint examples with untouched original gum are especially valuable because they are much scarcer than used copies. The most valuable examples are genuine printing errors and production varieties. These may include inverted overprints, double impressions, missing colors, misplaced perforations, or other unusual manufacturing mistakes that escape quality control. Because these varieties are extremely rare, collectors around the world compete aggressively whenever one appears at auction. A professionally authenticated error stamp can sell for many thousands of dollars, and, in exceptional cases, even more. If you discover this stamp in an old family collection, resist the temptation to clean it or improve its appearance. Cleaning, trimming perforations, or adding gum can permanently reduce both its value and its desirability among collectors. Instead, handle the stamp carefully with proper stamp tongs, place it inside a protective archival holder, and, if you believe it may be an unusual variety, submit it to a recognized philatelic expert for authentication and grading. Professional certification provides confidence to buyers and often results in much stronger auction prices. One of the reasons United States postage due stamps remain popular is that they tell an important story about the development of the American postal system. Every cancellation, every marking, and every stamp represents a real piece of postal history that once traveled through the nation's mail network. For collectors, owning one of these stamps is like preserving a small chapter of American history. Every year, forgotten stamp collections are rediscovered in attics, old trunks, and family albums. While most 50 cents postage due stamps have modest collector values, a small number of extraordinary examples continue to surprise experts with remarkable auction results. That possibility keeps collectors searching through old collections with hope and excitement, because the next great discovery could be waiting inside an overlooked album. Before selling any old stamp, always compare it with specialized stamp catalogs, review recent certified auction results, and seek advice from experienced philatelists. Never judge value based solely on internet asking prices, because they often do not reflect actual sales. Careful research and professional authentication are the best ways to determine whether your stamp is an ordinary collectible or a significant rarity. Next up, we are exploring one of the most beautiful and historically significant classic United States stamps ever produced, the 50 cents Benjamin Franklin postage stamp. At first glance, this elegant purple stamp may seem like just another old collectible, but experienced philatelists know that certain examples of this issue have achieved remarkable prices at prestigious stamp auctions. If you recently found this stamp in an old family album, inherited collection, antique shop, or estate sale, you may be wondering whether it is a common collectible or a hidden treasure. In today's video, We will uncover the fascinating history behind this famous Benjamin Franklin stamp, explain the factors that determine its value, discuss today's market prices in U.S. dollars, and reveal why a handful of exceptional examples have become highly sought after by collectors around the world. Stay with us until the end, because the final section contains important information that can help you avoid making a costly mistake before selling an old stamp. The stamp featured today is a United States 50-cent Benjamin Franklin postage stamp, one of the high-denomination definitive issues produced during the early 20th century. Benjamin Franklin, one of America's founding fathers, was not only a statesman and inventor, but also served as the first Postmaster General of the United States. Because of his enormous contribution to the American postal system, Franklin has appeared on more United States stamps than almost any other historical figure. This magnificent engraved portrait honors his legacy and remains one of the most admired classic American stamp designs ever created. The deep violet color, detailed engraving, elegant oval portrait, and decorative border demonstrate the extraordinary craftsmanship of the Bureau of Engraving and Printing. Every fine engraved line reflects the incredible printing technology of the era. More than 100 years later, collectors continue to admire the stamp not only for its historical importance, but also for its artistic beauty. Holding this stamp is like holding a genuine piece of American history. Now, let's discuss the question that brings many collectors to this video. What is this stamp worth today? The answer depends almost entirely on condition, rarity, and whether the stamp has been professionally authenticated. An average used example with normal postal cancellation generally sells for around $20 to $80. Better quality used copies with attractive centering often sell between $100 and $300. Mint hinge examples usually range from $300 to $800, while mint never hinge examples with original gum and excellent centering can reach $1,000 to $5,000. Professionally graded gem quality examples have sold for $10,000, $20,000, and even more than $50,000 at major philatelic auctions. Exceptional certified rarities, major printing errors, or famous exhibition quality examples can command astonishing prices that exceed $100,000 when offered to advanced collectors. Many people searching online become excited after seeing advertisements claiming similar Franklin stamps are worth $500,000, $1 million, or even $8 million. It is extremely important to understand that these extraordinary figures almost always refer to unique printing errors, famous museum-quality rarities, or unrealistic asking prices posted on internet marketplaces. An ordinary 50-cent Benjamin Franklin stamp is not worth millions of dollars simply because it is old. Only exceptionally rare, professionally authenticated examples with outstanding condition or major production errors have the potential to achieve such extraordinary auction results. Several important characteristics determine whether your stamp is ordinary or highly valuable. The first and most important factor is centering. A perfectly centered stamp with wide, even margins is always more desirable than one that is noticeably off-center. Collectors also carefully inspect the perforations. Sharp, complete perforations greatly increase desirability, while damaged or missing perforations significantly reduce value. The original color must remain bright and unfaded, and the paper should be free from stains, tears, creases, thin spots, repairs, or heavy toning. On in-use examples, fresh original gum without hinge marks can dramatically increase market value. The greatest excitement in stamp collecting comes from genuine printing varieties and production errors. These include inverted centers, double impressions, missing colors, misplaced perforations, paper varieties, or other rare manufacturer mistakes that escape quality control. Because these errors were produced in extremely limited numbers, collectors around the world compete aggressively whenever an authenticated example appears at auction. Some of these remarkable rarities have sold for tens of thousands of dollars, while a few legendary United States stamp errors have achieved prices well into the hundreds of thousands and even millions of dollars. If you believe you own an exceptional Franklin stamp, never attempt to clean it, wash it, repair damaged perforations, or apply chemicals to improve its appearance. Even minor alterations can permanently reduce its value. Instead, use proper stamp tongs to handle it carefully. Store it inside an archival quality protective holder, and consider submitting it to a respected philatelic expert or professional grading service for authentication. Certification provides confidence to buyers and often increases the selling price of truly valuable stamps. One of the reasons collectors continue to admire classic United States stamps is their combination of history, artistry, and rarity. Every engraved portrait tells the story of America's development, while every surviving stamp represents a small piece of postal history that has survived for generations. Benjamin Franklin's contribution to communication and the postal system makes this issue especially meaningful to collectors worldwide. Every year, forgotten stamp collections are discovered in attics, old family albums, antique stores, and estate sales. While most Franklin 50-cent stamps have realistic collector values, a small number of extraordinary examples continue to surprise experts with record-breaking auction prices. That possibility keeps collectors searching through old collections with excitement, because the next great discovery could be waiting inside an album that has not been opened for decades. Before selling any old stamp, always compare it with specialized stamp catalogs, research recent certified auction results, and seek advice from experienced philatelists. Never rely solely on internet asking prices, because they often do not reflect actual sales. Professional authentication, careful research, and patience are the keys to determining whether your stamp is a common collectible or a truly valuable rarity. Thank you for watching Stamps Old World UK. I hope you enjoyed learning about the fascinating history and market value of the United States 50-cent Benjamin Franklin postage stamp. If you enjoy discovering rare stamps, hidden treasures, auction records, and valuable collectibles from around the world, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Stamps Old World UK, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our latest uploads. Share this video with your fellow collectors, and let us know in the comments if you own this beautiful Benjamin Franklin stamp or any other classic United States issues. Remember, every old stamp tells an incredible story, and sometimes that story can become a remarkable treasure. Until next time, happy collecting, and thank you for watching Stamps Old World UK.